This is going to be a bit of a longer video. I hope y'all stay tuned and join in on it with it. I'm going to start doing videos where I tell bits and pieces of my personal testimony and why I believe Jesus is true, our true Lord and Savior, and His Word is truth. The first one I want to talk about is whenever I had unknowingly lived and survived for 6 to 7 months with my appendix wrapped and fused around and together with my ovary, and it was fused with endometriosis. As we all know, appendix can get deadly pretty quickly if it's not taken care of, especially if you have appendicitis. And so how I survived that long, the only explanation is Jesus, the Lord. So 7 months of pain, walking around not knowing that my appendix was fused. I had ultrasounds done, where they use the stick and go in, and they couldn't even find the ovary, and they didn't continue to search for the ovary. They just said, well, we can't find it, so we don't know what to tell you, basically. Love doctors, right? So not long after that, I had started going downhill mentally, and I don't know if it's because the pain was just becoming unbearable, but I tried to hide it as well as I could so that nobody knew I was in pain, because I don't like the looks of sympathy, really. I don't know. So long story short, I went through a couple things. I ended up going to a mental hospital. We'll get to that story another time. In the mental hospital, I was in so much pain it was like my third day there. I was supposed to be there for 5 days, so I had 2 days left. But the hospital I went to, they didn't have the proper medical stuff. And I was in so much pain one day while we were doing group that I couldn't even stand up. I was crying. I was almost vomiting. They had me go lay down, and they said, unfortunately, we have to basically kick you out because we don't have the medical needs to support what you're going through right now, and we think that it's in your best interest to go to the hospital immediately, go to your doctor, tell him what's going on. So I set up an appointment with my OB, and if they had not told me that it would be beneficial for me to go in, I probably would not have gone in at all, because majority of my life, basically all of my life, I have lived in pain, whether it be mental, physical, majority physical. I had spinal meningitis as an infant, and then I had a lot of joint pain and body pain growing up, and I still continue to have my nervous system's messed up. So I would have just cracked it out to be, it's just probably typical endometriosis pain, because I get the cramping in my stomach from endometriosis. I would have not gone in. So because I went to the mental hospital, because people are always like, well, why would God put me through this? God put me through the pain here and to help me get to that mental hospital, to help me get the advice I needed to go to my doctor. So he suggested an exploratory surgery. We did the exploratory surgery, and that's when he realized that my appendix was wrapped around my ovary. It looked like this. I have a picture of it, but I don't think TikTok would approve that on this post. But they were wrapped together, and my endometriosis, or the endometriosis that I had, fused them together. And if they hadn't gone in there, within a month, I probably would have been dead. But God provided a way. Was it a difficult path? Yes. But as we all know, with storms come flowers, because they bring the water in, the water nourishes the ground, and boom, flowers. So my storm had brought me away from death, and a way to be able to be with my family still, because I am so stubborn. I would have just suffered with that pain, not telling anybody, and God was like, I have to get you to understand you need to go in, and you're not listening to your body, you're not listening to your husband, so I have to find a way. So he found a way, and that was the first mental hospital I went to, and we'll talk about the second one later. But to me, the fact that I not only survived 7 months with my appendix and ovary twisted, my ovary could have died, my appendix could have died, and I could have become, I don't know what the word is, but where you're really ill, basically how I was at the mental hospital. There could have been so many things that happened. It could have killed me within an instant, within a snap of a finger, and it didn't. God provided a way, and I am here today because of Him. And not just from that instant, but from multiple instances in my life. This is just one of them. So there's, dang it, cat. There's one of them. And I hope that this benefits somebody in some way.